we are going to get started and hopefully we have some more friends join us. All right, but for right now, it's just going to be me and you, and I cannot wait to make some music with you today. So, you guys know what happens. It's me first and then you. Here we go. Hello, boys and girls. Ooh, I saw a lot of people's hands going high and low with me, but can I see everybody doing that? That would be awesome. Let's see everyone doing it. Here we go. Me first and then you guys. Hello, boys and girls. Your turn. I saw every single person's hands moving. That was great. Thank you guys so much. All right. Next, I would like you to go ahead and pick out an instrument from your music kit. And if you do not have your music kit, you can always use your hands to create rhythm sticks, to create our scrapers, or you can always make a shaker just by shaking your hand, maybe putting one little thing inside of it like a paper clip. All right, and you could make a shaker out of it too. So when you have your instrument, I'm choosing my rhythm sticks today. Go ahead and put those in ready position for me. Oh, yeah. Looks good. All right, here we go. Repeat after me, guys. Ta, ta, ti, 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 ti. Ti, ti, ta, ta, ta. Ti, 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 ti. Ti, ti, ta, ta, ta. Ta, ta, ti, 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 ti. Here's a harder one. Ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. How about this one? Ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Wow! I didn't trick very many people that time. I thought I was going to trick more of you. That was great. My turn. Ti, 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 ta, ti, ti. Nice! Ti, ti, ta, ta, ta. Great job. All right, guys, go ahead and put those down for right now. And I need someone who will arioso with me. We're going to only pick 2 people today who would like to arioso with me. Let's see. Everybody, thank you guys for ariosoing with me. And I would love for you to arioso with someone at your house before our next music time. That is going to be what I'd like you to do for our homework. Find somebody and arioso with them. Sing them a question and they can sing you the answer back. Can you do that for me? Awesome! Awesome, awesome. I'm getting some thumbs up, which is great. All right, boys and girls, today we are going to be learning something a little different. We are going to be learning about a story about a nutcracker. Has anyone heard of the nutcracker before? Yeah? Well, if you haven't, today's a great day because I'm going to teach you all about it. So I'm going to actually show you my screen and you are going to get to see exactly what I see. All right, so we're going to go to Mrs. Porter's music room. Can you guys see my music room? Yeah? Well, I'm going to take my music room and I am going to click on my little nutcracker here in the corner. And when I click on him, look what it goes to. It's my nutcracker room. It has a fire and it's snowing outside just like it is for us today. There's a tree and we have all sorts of different things. There's a book and a rocking horse and a nutcracker. And we have a little picture of a guy over here. We're going to learn about who that is later. And a house. We're going to click on the house today. All right. We're going to click pause on that for right now. But here is our new adventure for the day, and we're going to be learning about the Nutcracker. We're going to be learning about the Nutcracker and all of the songs that go with the Nutcracker for our next few music classes. Today we're just going to get to know the Nutcracker just a little bit. Okay, so let's get started. So here's Mrs. Porter in her little train, and we are getting ready to learn about the Nutcracker, and I'm going through the music room to get there. Did you know that a Nutcracker is a ballet? A ballet. Does anyone know what a ballet is? Yeah, people do. People know what a ballet is? Wow. So if you know what a ballet is, give me a thumbs up. Oh man, so many thumbs up. Well, I also am seeing some people with not a thumbs up, so I want to make sure that they also know what a ballet is. Okay, so let's keep going. What is a ballet? Well, I can tell you that a ballet does not have anybody talking, and it doesn't have anybody singing. So it's going to tell us a story, but nobody can talk and nobody can sing about the story. You want to know what we do in a ballet to tell the story? Oh, it's my favorite. Here we go. It's a story that's told through dancing. Oh my goodness. So we need to have music in a ballet, and we need to have dancers in a ballet to make the ballet the best it can be. So now we're thinking, whoa, dancing and music? Well, if we're in music class, we need to learn who wrote the music for the Nutcracker. And then next time we have music, we're going to be dancing to the music from the Nutcracker because the dancing and the music helps make it a ballet. All right, so I can tell you guys that the person that wrote the Nutcracker music, his name is Peter Tchaikovsky. Everyone, can you say Peter? Say that for me. Peter. Yeah, easy name. Peter. His last name is a little harder though. Everyone say Chai. Say Kov. Say Ski. Say Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky. Yes, 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 yes. Say Peter Tchaikovsky. Oh, I even like the way that some people were moving their hands like me. Peter Tchaikovsky. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love the way that you guys are using your hands just like me. Last time, Peter Tchaikovsky. Yes. And Peter Tchaikovsky lived in Russia. That is so far away. If you see my map down here, Russia is in Asia. All right. So it's pretty far away from here. It's like by China. So he lived outside of St. Petersburg, and that's where the ballet for the Nutcracker was first performed. So here is where it's at, and it is so far away in Russia. Whoa. Also, this is kind of cool. The Nutcracker was based on a book called The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. So I have a question. How many people have ever seen a movie that was based on a book before? Who's ever seen, let's see, like Beauty and the Beast? Has anyone ever seen the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast? Well, that movie is based on a book. Did you know that? Has anyone ever seen, I have to think. I'm going to think of some of our newer movies that I know that are based on books. But this is based on a book as well. All right? And I think that that is pretty cool. So today we are going to be listening to the story of the Nutcracker, and we're going to be listening to it being told through a book. And after that, if we have time, we're going to do some movement to the Nutcracker as well. And if we don't have time today, that's all we're going to be doing next time. So I'm super excited, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this too. So we're going to click on the Nutcracker, and we are going to listen to the Nutcracker story.
Thanked him through her tears and carried her wounded captain to a...
Here we go. Here we go.
Welcome to Classical Kids Storytime from American Public Media. I'm Steve with our version of The Nutcracker. One December night, a very long time ago, a little girl named Clara was celebrating Christmas Eve in a big way. She and her brother, their parents, and all her cousins and aunts and uncles, plus the neighbors and their kids, were all there, dressed up in their Christmas best. The house was all dressed up too. It was decorated with wreaths and stockings, mistletoe, and boughs of holly. Right at the center was an enormous Christmas tree, drooping under the weight of ornaments and shiny garlands. Velvet bows and silver bells, tiny gingerbread men and candy canes, and hundreds of twinkling lights. Under the tree, piles of presents. Most were tantalizing mysteries wrapped in their Christmas paper, but some were unwrapped and on display, like the stuff grown-ups gave each other. And the army of brightly painted soldiers in their red coats with gold buttons and shiny black boots. Clara and her brother Fritz and the cousins played under the tree, creating a military parade with their toy soldiers. Clara let out a little shriek when she noticed a little mouse peeking out of a hole in the wall. And when she saw it creeping toward a box of chocolates on the floor under the tree, she sprang up to grab them. She was putting the chocolates safely on the table when she heard the door. It was her godfather. She was so proud that he was her godfather. He was a very successful toy maker, and some people even said his toys were a little bit enchanted. But Clara didn't know about that. Her godfather actually had made the very toy soldiers that they'd just been playing with, and had them delivered earlier in the day, so Clara wasn't expecting any other gifts from him. But then, her godfather announced that he had one more toy for his goddaughter. A wooden nutcracker, carved in the shape of a little toy soldier. He was painted just like the other soldiers, except he had a captain's hat and a captain's gold braid. Clara was immediately fascinated and held the nutcracker carefully. Fritz was jealous, thinking the nutcracker would make a spectacular addition to the parade under the tree. So he snatched the nutcracker out of Clara's hands, and when she tried to get it back, he and the cousins played keep away, sending the poor nutcracker flying from hand to hand all over Clara's head. She watched in horror as one toss missed its target and the nutcracker hit the floor. Broken. Clara burst into tears, but her godfather patched the Nutcracker back together with a handkerchief and patted Clara on the shoulder. There, he said. He'll be okay after a little rest. Clara thanked him through her tears and carried her wounded captain to a quiet corner. Fritz, meanwhile, was feeling pretty awful that he'd broken Clara's toy. He slunk out of the party with a plan in his mind. An hour later, he returned and shyly offered a little nutcracker-sized wooden bed to Clara. I made it for you, for him to rest in and, get better and stuff. Clara hugged him and said thank you. Then she tucked her Nutcracker into his new little bed. As the last of the guests waved goodbye, Clara crawled beneath the tree to check on the Nutcracker one last time and ended up falling asleep right there, curled around the little bed under the Christmas tree. At the stroke of midnight, Clara woke up. She wasn't sure what time it was. Was it Christmas yet? Had Santa come? It was still dark out, so she knew it wasn't morning. She rubbed her eyes to try to see a bit more clearly. When she looked up at the Christmas tree, she noticed, to her surprise, that it seemed to be getting bigger. In fact, the tree, the presents, the whole room seemed to be getting bigger. Or was she getting smaller? Suddenly, Clara's size became the least of her worries. Out of nowhere, gigantic mice dressed up in army uniforms began to circle the room. Clara rubbed her eyes again. She then saw that, yes, there were indeed mice in army uniforms scurrying about the room, and furthermore, there seemed to be a mouse king leading them and giving them commands. Excuse me, Clara called out. Excuse me, mice! Who are you battling exactly? Then she looked over to see that her Nutcracker had also come to life-size life, and he had grouped the other toy soldiers into a battle formation to fight the mouse army. The toy soldiers were outnumbered, but they fought the mice bravely as the Mouse King and the Nutcracker captain faced off in a one-on-one sword fight. The rest of the mice closed in around the king and the Nutcracker, biting at his feet and making him stumble. Clara could see that the Mouse King was just about to deliver a terrible blow when she made a desperate move to save her Nutcracker. She threw her slipper at the Mouse King. It hit him directly on the head, leaving him dizzy and stunned. Now an easy target for the Nutcracker. He proclaimed victory and thanked his troops, and the Mouse Army picked up their dazed king and carried him away. Clara had been hiding under the Nutcracker's bed, which now seemed to look more like a sleigh than a bed. Snow was falling, which was weird because they were indoors. And the snow wasn't cold somehow, but boy, was it sparkly. She looked over at her Nutcracker and did a little double take. He was still dressed in his red and gold soldier's uniform, but instead of a round wooden head and painted eyes, she saw a handsome young prince. The prince helped Clara into the magical sleigh, and it began to move deeper into the forest, while the most beautiful snowflakes she'd ever seen danced and swirled all around them. The snowflakes led them all the way through the snow forest into what appeared to be an entire kingdom made of desserts. Everywhere, desserts, sweets, candies, every imaginable treat, cake, candy, and confection you could possibly think of. There were mountains of immense chocolate cookies topped with whipped cream whiter than snow, glittering flowers made out of sugar and buttercream frosting everywhere she looked. As the sleigh came to a stop, Clara heard what sounded like the tinkling bells of a music box, the kind with a tiny perfect ballerina who danced on the tip of her toes. And then she saw the perfect ballerina. She looked like she was covered in tiny diamonds, but Clara realized with surprise that her dress and tiara and even her shoes were made from sparkling white sugar. She was the Sugar Plum Fairy, and she invited them to a grand feast to welcome them to the Kingdom of Sweets. Clara and the prince were seated on a huge plush rug on the floor, and then the dancing began. Dancers from Spain spun into the room. Leaping and twirling as they brought the guests mugs filled with hot cocoa made from rich Spanish chocolate. Arabian women in veils danced like rising steam.
All right, friends. We have to unfortunately stop there. We will finish the Nutcracker on Thursday, and we will start doing motions with some of the dances as well. So please make sure that when we come to music on Thursday, you have your scarf with you from your music kit. And if you don't have your scarf with you, that is okay. But that is what we're going to definitely be using from your music kit. Okay? So I cannot wait to share more of Peter Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker with you, and I cannot wait even more to do some of the dancing from the ballet, The Nutcracker. So boys and girls, I'm going to say goodbye. You guys are going to say goodbye, and I will see you on Thursday on the same time when we finish our story and we get moving and grooving to some of the dances that come from the Nutcracker. All right. I'm going to sing it first. You guys sing it next, and then we're out of here. Here we go. Goodbye, boys and girls. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you all on Thursday. See you. Bye.